just hook this side up. Make sure this is closed. That's if you want to use this water flowing through it as a siphon to drain your tank. That's a big waste of water, I think. But make sure this is closed. You want to make sure that this part in here, it will unscrew, and because this part needs to be able to turn. Make sure it's tight. O-ring is in there. You'll just take this, hook it right up to your faucet, and go to town. Now I've got this, I put this back on here. I'm just going to stick that right in there. Close that. Now I'm going to close this valve here. This valve on here, I'm going to close it. Because what I'm going to do is hook the other end to the faucet, go ahead and turn it on. I don't want it coming out here until I get in here so I can watch it. Don't leave your hoses unattended. Also, you'll want to, if you're going to do it this way, you're going to put your full water pressure on this side. Make sure all your fittings are tight. I would test it outside first to make sure it doesn't leak, because if it leaks, it's going to just pop off and it's going to be full hose water. You don't want that. Anyway, I'm going to go turn it on. Okay, now I've turned the water on out there. See, I have no water coming out here yet. That was just from what was in there. Now I'm going to turn this on right here. And you'll see, it's got to get all the air out. And that's why I do it this way. Getting the air out of the hose. Alright, then we just fill it up. I've got the valve open completely now. Running full pressure. Just fill it up. These are snakeskin sunset guppies. Those males are beautiful. The females are pretty too. Those will be for sale coming up soon. Only the local. I don't ship. I used to a long time ago. I don't do it anymore. It's just not worth it to me at this point. Maybe in the future. Anyway, so that's it. That's where I like to fill this aquarium up to. And we're done there. Okay, I forgot to do the sponge on this. I meant to do this, and I forgot. Okay, I shut the pump off. I'm going to grab this sponge off the front. The only reason I shut the pump off is because I don't have any kind of thing to make sure the guppies don't get sucked up into the filter. Take this. I don't squeeze it out here. Hold your hand under it. And go to your bucket. Hopefully you saved a bucket of aquarium water. Do not rinse these out in your tap water. Your tap water has chlorine in it. Okay, this is just the sponge right off the front, right off the intake. This is the one that gets clogged the most. I like to do this one every week. The other ones in the filter, they're just sponges for nitrifying bacteria. And unless they look really gunky, I don't mess with those. They've got all kinds of good bacteria on them. Now, when you rinse this off, your bucket, your watering bucket for your household plants, squeeze this out in there. You've already filled it up with water, and it's clean water. It has no chlorine in it because it's been in your aquarium. Squeeze this out in there. You'll save the nitrifying bacteria that's on here. And you can just put it right back in. And we'll just put it right back on there. And get the plants off me. Use your other hand. Don't use your wet hand. And plug it back in. Now, if you've unplugged your filter, you may have to reprime it. That's okay. Just make sure you don't use tap water. Use water from here. And use something that's never had soap in it. Maybe have a special cup sitting just for that, and just scoop it out and put it in to prime it. And that's almost it. We're just about done. Wipe this down. Wipe that down. Front of the aquarium's all nice and clean. Wipe all that. There we go. And that's it for that one. Now we're back over to this aquarium, the 55 gallon. And again, I am going to take this sponge. I highly recommend putting a sponge filter. Well, first, let me turn it off. Because, I don't want to suck up any small fish into there. So I'm going to turn this off. I'm just taking that filter off of there, that sponge. It's the pre-filter. I highly recommend it. First of all, it'll keep fish and shrimp out, whatever you have in there. This will clog before your filter will. You have to do less maintenance on a canister filter that way. I usually clean the canister filter that's down here about once a month. Sometimes not even that much. I already cleaned the front glass. So here we go. Let's go ahead and put that in there. And we will fill this up. I'll go ahead and plug the canister filter back in. Now I'm not going to turn that other filter on until the water level's up high enough. I never leave while I'm doing this. If you do, I guarantee eventually you're going to have water on the floor. I've done it. I know. And we watch the water level, and that's right about where I want it. And I shut the water off. Now I'm still going to leave this sit here while I go outside and turn the water off. Okay, I've turned my water off outside and disconnected the hose. Now I'll open this valve and this will drain. You can watch the water. Whoop, there it goes. Now you can hook the other end of your faucet. If you have city water, you have chlorine in your water, you'll need to treat it. There's two ways to do that. You can put your water in a bucket, treat the bucket, and then pour it in, and just do that over and over. Or you can put enough dechlorinator. There's a 55-gallon tank. You treat the whole 55 gallons, even though you're only doing a 20% water change. Treat the whole 55 gallons, then go ahead and fill it up. I have well water. I don't need to dechlorinate, which is why, now I also have a water softener, which is why I don't hook it up to my sink in the house. That would be much more convenient. It's inside. But I hook it directly to the water faucet before my water softener because I like the hardness, the fish like the hardness, and I don't like the salt. Live plants do not like salt from a water softener. So that's it. Now I take this and I pick it up and I drain it all out again. Get all the water out of it. Now just coil your hose back up. Stick it back under there. Put everything away, close your lids, and wipe down whatever you like. Get all those water spots off of there. Oh yeah. So that's it. It took me, not even an hour. And I did 3 water changes. It's not hard. I got to spend some time. When you do that, you really get to look at your plants and your fish and all that. You see if you're having any problems. Everybody's happy and healthy. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Share, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. There's more to come. Don't forget, do your water changes.